Wow, Hue Jackson has been fired by the Cleveland Browns, and I mean, you gotta think it's coming. You understand what he's been through the last couple of years with this football team, but this year he has the talent. He's been through some overtime games, but he's not getting the job done. They have 2 wins on the season, a tie with Pittsburgh early on, and they get dominated a little bit this week to the Steelers, so it's time for a change. And listen, their personnel, their players are legit. They have a good roster now. This is no joke. They are stacked, and this is very intriguing for guys around the league to want to come in here and be successful. They have a roster. Their defense is absolutely legit as hell. Denzel Ward was a legitimate lockdown, shut down corner, and I'm one of those guys who criticize saying, with Bradley Chubb still on the board, interesting approach. But listen, it's worked out for him. He is serious. And Baker, obviously, he's a rookie going through some pains, but he shows some upside as well. And as a whole entire team, they have a roster that should be able to compete. And Hue has just not been getting the job done. I personally like the guy. He's a really nice person. He's a great human being. Let's be real. He's not some evil person and bad attitude. He's got a really upbeat style to him. But at the end of the day, the team just wasn't getting the job done. They weren't winning football games with a roster that should be able to compete a little more. Now, I get it. There were some heartbreaking overtime losses. There was some kicking issues early on in this season and then still kind of continuing now. But you know, you got to win football games, and I get it. You had 0, and now you have 2. When you're going to overtime, it seems like every week. But the outcome has to be a W. So the Browns have an opening for their head coaching job, and I'm curious to see what the next hire is because, like I said, this is an attractive place to be. It's no longer the laughing stock. People want to be here. They have a great roster, a good core, a good running back, good quarterback, nice young quarterback, and an amazing D. Their defense is legit. I mean, their D is tough to play against. They're mean. They play hard. They hit hard. They're smart. They're intelligent. They're young as well. They have a good crew over there, so I'm curious to see where the Browns go moving forward, but I think it was just time to move on from Hue. And you know, he was going through some personal things if you watched Hard Knocks, and sometimes that can really, you know, affect how things play out, unfortunately. But best of luck to whatever happens with Hue Jackson. Like I said, it's not like I think he's a horrible person or whatever the case may be, but at the end of the day, you got to put W's in that win column, and with the type of roster that they have, maybe it's time for a switch up. Even though he's done better this year than what's happened in the past, it might need to be changed just to get some type of different flow involved with the Cleveland Browns. And it's going to be an interesting ride for sure. Not that, you know, I'm a Browns fan or anything, but I'm a fan of the NFL, and I like to see the Browns succeed because they've been through misery for so long. I want to see them win games. When they're playing on Sundays, I root for them. I want to see Baker succeed. I want to see Denzel Ward continue to be an amazing factor in football games because that was an interesting pick at the time, and he's really proven himself. So let me know what you think down below on the Hue Jackson firing. See you next time.